When you picture Africa, you probably think of lions, crocodiles, or venomous snakes. These are the animals that get all the attention. They are the stars of an incredible, wild continent. But there's another animal, one that often gets overlooked. It looks slow, almost clumsy, and spends its days lazing in the water. I'm talking about the hippopotamus. Many people see them and think they're gentle giants, kind of like big, water-loving cows. This is one of the biggest and most dangerous mistakes you can make in the wild. The hippo is not the gentle giant it appears to be. In reality, it is one of the most unpredictable and powerful animals on the entire African continent. A true force of nature that demands absolute respect. The truth is, hippos are responsible for more human fatalities in Africa than almost any other large animal. Let that sink in. More than lions, more than leopards, more than rhinos. Every single year these so-called river horses are estimated to cause over 500 human deaths. That's a staggering number. It tells a story of an animal that is deeply misunderstood. People get too close, they underestimate the animal's speed, and they don't understand its territorial nature. They see a creature wallowing in the mud and fail to recognize the immense power and aggression coiled just beneath the surface, waiting for the slightest provocation to be unleashed in a devastating display of force. This deceptive appearance is the hippo's secret weapon. They spend their days submerged in rivers and lakes to keep their sensitive skin cool and moist under the harsh African sun. From a distance they might look peaceful with just their eyes, ears and nostrils poking above the water's surface. They can look almost comical. But don't let this fool you. This relaxed state is a mask. Beneath the water they are constantly aware of their surroundings. They are guarding their territory, protecting their young, and they will view any intrusion as a direct threat. That calm exterior hides a short temper and the capability for explosive, terrifying violence that can erupt without any warning. The hippo's size alone is intimidating. An adult male can weigh over 3,300 pounds, making it one of the largest land animals on Earth. But it's not just their weight that makes them dangerous, it's the combination of that mass with surprising agility and weaponry. Their mouths can open to an incredible 180 degrees, revealing enormous canine tusks that can grow up to 20 inches long. These aren't for eating plants, they are for fighting and for defense. They use these tusks to inflict gruesome, fatal wounds on rivals and on anything else they perceive as a threat, including humans. The power in their jaws is immense, enough to crush bone and tear through metal with horrifying ease. A hippo's territory is its kingdom, and it rules with an iron will. They are fiercely protective of their stretch of river or lake, especially during the dry season when water becomes scarce. This is when tensions run highest. Anything that enters their space is seen as a challenger. This includes other hippos, crocodiles, and unfortunately, boats carrying people. A hippo doesn't need much reason to attack. It might feel crowded, it might be a mother protecting her calf, or it might simply be a dominant bull asserting its authority. Their aggression is not always logical from a human perspective, it is a primal instinctual response to a perceived threat in their personal space. One of the most frightening things about hippos is their tendency to attack boats. Fishermen and tourists have countless stories of their vessels being targeted. A hippo can easily capsize a small canoe or even damage a larger motorized boat. They will charge from underwater, bursting to the surface with incredible speed and force, sometimes lifting the boat right out of the water. They will bite and crush the vessel with their powerful jaws, splintering wood and denting metal. People are often thrown into the water, where they are even more vulnerable. The hippo may continue its attack, viewing the swimming person as an ongoing threat that needs to be neutralized. Even on land, there is no guaranteed safety. While hippos spend their days in the water, they come ashore at night to graze on grass, sometimes traveling several miles from their water source. If a person, a car, or any other animal gets between a hippo and its path back to the water, the results can be catastrophic. A startled or cornered hippo will charge without hesitation. They can run at speeds of up to 19 miles per hour, which is much faster than the average human. A multi-ton animal moving at that speed is like a living battering ram. There are documented cases of hippos charging and damaging cars and trucks that have gotten in their way. Their aggression is not limited to humans. Hippos are so dominant that they will even take on Africa's other apex predator of the waterways, the Nile crocodile. While crocodiles will sometimes prey on very young or weak hippo calves, a healthy adult hippo is more than a match for any croc. In territorial disputes, a hippo can easily kill a large crocodile using its immense weight to crush it or its massive tusks to inflict fatal injuries. They are the undisputed kings of their aquatic environment, and they will viciously defend that title against any and all challengers, proving their place at the very top of the river's food chain. The stories of hippo attacks are as numerous as they are terrifying, serving as stark reminders of their deadly potential. One of the most well-known accounts is that of Paul Templar, a river guide in Zimbabwe. During a tour, his group was violently attacked by a massive bull hippo. The animal capsized his canoe, throwing another guide into the water. As Paul tried to rescue his colleague, the hippo attacked again, swallowing him head and shoulders first. He described the feeling of his arms being pinned to his sides, and the immense pressure and foul smell inside the hippo's mouth. Miraculously, the hippo spat him out, but it attacked him again and again, inflicting nearly 40 severe bite wounds before he was finally pulled to safety. Another harrowing story involves a group of tourists on a boat safari in Botswana's Okavango Delta. They were observing a pod of hippos from what they thought was a safe distance. Suddenly, and without any obvious provocation, a huge hippo charged their boat from beneath the surface. It struck the vessel with such force that it was nearly overturned. The hippo then proceeded to bite the motor, crushing the metal propeller and disabling the boat completely. The terrified tourists and their guide were left stranded in the middle of hippo-infested waters, a terrifying situation that highlights just how quickly a peaceful wildlife encounter can turn into a life-or-death struggle. It's not just in the water where these encounters happen. In a village in Kenya, a woman was walking home at dusk when she unknowingly crossed the path of a hippo that was emerging from a nearby lake to graze. The animal charged her instantly. She was unable to outrun it, and the hippo mauled her severely. Incidents like this are tragically common in communities that live alongside rivers and lakes where hippos are prevalent. The nightly grazing routes of hippos often intersect with human footpaths, leading to surprise encounters that are almost always fatal or result in life-changing injuries for the person involved. The danger is a constant, daily reality for many. Even other powerful animals are not safe from a hippo's wrath. There have been multiple documented instances of hippos attacking and killing rhinos. In one famous case at a South African game reserve, a hippo was seen attacking a rhino that had ventured too close to its waterhole. Despite the rhino's own formidable size and horn, it was no match for the hippo's aggression and raw power. The hippo used its massive jaws to inflict deep wounds on the rhino, eventually overpowering and killing it. This kind of behavior shows that a hippo's aggression isn't just defensive. It can be offensively territorial against any creature, no matter how large or dangerous. So, why are these animals so consistently underestimated? A big part of it is their public image. In cartoons and stories, hippos are often portrayed as friendly, goofy, and slow-moving creatures. They are the smiling, ballerina-dancing animals of our childhood imaginations. This cultural perception is incredibly strong, and it creates a dangerous disconnect between what people think a hippo is and what it actually is. When tourists see them in the wild, they see that lazy, yawning animal and their preconceived notions are reinforced. They fail to see the wild, unpredictable animal that local guides and wildlife experts know and respect for its lethal capabilities. The key to staying safe around hippos is simple. Give them space. A lot of space. This is the single most important rule. Never approach a hippo, whether it's in the water or on land. If you are on a boat safari, make sure your guide is experienced and maintains a very respectful distance from any pods. A telephoto lens is your best friend. It allows you to get amazing photos without putting yourself in the danger zone. Remember that their personal space is much larger than you think, and entering it can be interpreted as a challenge, which they will meet with overwhelming force. Do not take the risk. Be especially cautious at dawn and dusk. These are the times when hippos are most active, either returning to the water after a night of grazing or leaving it to begin feeding. This is when they are most likely to be found on land and when surprise encounters are most common. If you are camping or staying near a river in hippo country, never walk near the water's edge in the dark. Be aware of hippo trails, which look like well-worn paths leading from the water. Never, ever block these paths. A hippo's route back to the safety of the water is a line it will defend with its life. Finally, always listen to the experts. If you are with a local guide, follow their instructions without question. They understand hippo behavior and can read subtle signs of agitation that you would miss, like aggressive yawning or short, sharp grunts. If they say it's time to move away, it's time to move away immediately. The hippo is a magnificent and essential part of the African ecosystem, but it is not a gentle giant. It is a territorial, powerful, and potentially lethal animal. By understanding the true nature of the river horse and treating it with the caution it deserves, you can safely appreciate its power from a distance.